that other people do and re-research it if I can to verify it and then put it together in the form of a movie. I don't think there are going to be a lot of people that are easily reachable who took tickets, who would even remember anything, you know? And there's so much flim-flam. That's the whole thing. Remember the cell phone calls. Remember the woman who supposedly took Mark Bingham's, the phone operator, Mark Bingham's last, or who was it, Todd Beamer? I think it was Todd Beamer. His last words, and he speaks to her, this Verizon superintendent, or supervisor, rather than his wife. So these are, to say prayers with someone on the phone makes the Verizon employee think this is real. I mean, he's praying with me, he's about to die. And people don't ask themselves the questions, why didn't he call his wife? You know, so the setup, what I'm saying is it's a script. And a good script is very hard to take apart because it's organic, it's a story. So I don't know if that answers your question. You can point to the weaknesses in it, but I think at this stage it would be difficult for me to locate those people. Yes?
I was wondering, have you faced a lot of opposition throughout the release of this, as far as like any government officials contacting you personally or anything of that nature?
Well, I receive a lot of hate mail through my website, especially when Brolin, what's his first name? Barbara Streisand's husband? No. James, yes. I have terrible amnesia suddenly. That James Brolin on December 6th, that I don't have amnesia about, 2006, mentioned 9/11 We Know, my website, on The View, and the site was hammered. I got loads and loads of sales, hits, the video was seen, and a lot of hate mail. And I will tell you that the hate mail, it seems to all be written by the same person. Seriously, the way that it's composed, the derision is of a certain type. Even, you know how people have email names, I can't even come up with one, but like get involved at AOL.com. That would be usernames, right? All the names are the same. They are from the same genre. And I'm thinking, these have to be paid people. Sitting and writing these, get a life. Why don't you, move in with the Bin Ladens, this kind of thing. So the government agents are not going to write to me and say, hello, I'm a government agent. There is a guy who worked assiduously to put together Screw 9/11 Mysteries, and then there's also the 9/11 Mysteries Guide. And he wanted badly to debate me. And I said, I don't have the time to debate you. Why don't you contact Brad, or I suggested a couple of other people. And he said, no, you're the one I want to debate. You're the filmmaker. And I said, but I'm spread too thin. I can't do it. So I suppose if I had tried to do that, I would have gotten, somehow, my ankle would have been twisted and they would have made it public or something. I'm speaking metaphorically. But apart from that, so far, I haven't had anything happen. Yeah.
In your film, you see the steel just kind of looks like it just turns to dust. And you mentioned thermite and stuff, but I don't think thermite could make the inner core. The steel just kind of turns to dust and blows away. What do you think? Judy Wood has a view of maybe some energy source.
Right. In fact, I added a section in this movie. I shortened another section and made a part on pulverization. Because you're right, the pulverization of the towers was extreme. And also that, I believe, is one reason why the first responders are so horribly ill. I do know that nanoparticles are, I will mention this in the next talk, they are easily absorbed by the skin. They bypass the cilia in the nose and the lungs. And a hair is 60 to 100 microns. Red blood corpuscle is 7 microns. Anything under 1 micron is nano-sized. And when those particles are in our body, our immune system cannot catch them. So the immune system starts to break down. And the first responders absorb through the skin. You will see a clip from a first responder. So much material that they cannot even wear normal clothes now. It hurts. The skin itself hurts. So, to say nothing of their breathing. So something did happen there. And I have on the table the Science and Politics of 9/11. That's the Madison presentation that Judy Wood and other people gave. Judy Wood, I feel, is operating on the exact same spectrum as Stephen Jones, just at the other end. Stephen Jones has his baggie of dust, and every month he goes deeper into it, and he finds manganese, potassium, fluorine, thermite. Those were our markers of thermite, HTAs, high temperature accelerants. And that's wonderful. He is opening up a quantum universe from his dust samples. Judy Wood has cataloged and searched and examined more photographs of the Twin Towers collapse and Ground Zero than I think any other human being on this earth. She can look at a photograph and tell you when it was shot based on where this piece of equipment was, because it wasn't here when that photograph was shot. So what she noticed, and you can watch this on Google, or you can get the DVD, that they were bringing in fill dirt starting on the day the towers came down. Truckloads of dirt, low truckloads, so that they weren't heaped, tarps. They were bringing in dirt, spreading it around, leaving it for a couple of days, gathering it up, bringing in new dirt, spreading it around. They continue to bring in dirt today. This is a decontamination activity. Why are they decontaminating? What is the white stuff, the ash? Is it aluminum oxide, as I ask in this movie, or is it demolecularization of the rubble that continues to this day? What is that white stuff, that spire that goes into space? That doesn't happen after a controlled demolition. My friend Brad attended a controlled demolition in Las Vegas, and he gathered a bag of dust, which was like snowflakes. So the pulverization of the towers is extraordinary, and I cannot tell you what caused that. I can only tell you that asking the questions, looking at the macro, the trucks coming in, the stuff floating up, and then looking at the micro, there's reason for both to exist. And we have to respect the findings of people in different areas of these observations and this research. Yes?
My question is on the Deutsches Bank building, the demolition thereof, which was started last spring. We were looking in our group at the photograph of the Deutsches Bank building with that huge hole. It's I don't think it's above the 15th floor, but we're wondering, because they're taking the floors down 1 week at a time, have anybody, because that's where they found all the bone fragments, has anybody gone into where the biggest part of that slash, the gash on the building, to retrieve some of the all of the debris that was coming down?